Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Laura. Okay, so just really quick. I started my channel about 3 years ago. I was pretty consistent for a couple of years doing a lot of like mental health and minimalism kind of frugal-ish content, and I was really enjoying that. And then about 18 months ago, 2 years ago, I started to kind of pivot a bit because we were trying to get pregnant. We were not being successful in that. So there was a bit in there about infertility, and then I got pregnant May of last year. I'm recording this now like end of October. And so then it was my journey through pregnancy and then my birth. If you enjoy birth vlogs, I think mine was pretty good. If you want to watch that here, I will leave that linked somewhere. The other thing is I also did a birth story, which was like less of the intensity of the birth vlog. But anyway, since then I've been a little bit MIA, but this has been really requested from you guys. So I just wanted to say all that real quick and jump into cloth diapering. So a lot of the videos that I have seen on YouTube about cloth diapering, I'm just going to reset to myself, like what to use, where to get it from, what brands are great, what systems are good, all of that, is all kind of North America based. And right now I am based in Germany, and with the year of 2025 or tariff 25, that doesn't make any sense. Anyway, with tariffs now being such a fun thing, it's really hard to get American brands over here. So I wanted to talk through how we approach cloth diapering, which we did from day one, and how that has gone for us and the brands that I found to be the best, and also from talking with other people and buying stuff secondhand and seeing what a lot of people are saying, like, hey, these are the best diaper inserts or whatever, to pass all of that on to you guys. So we'll start with the fact that most of what I got here, and I've got a few different kind of things to show you guys to kind of explain all the different aspects, almost all of this is secondhand. And that's the really cool thing, is that the way that these things are made, with like cloth diaper inserts being all cotton and layered and like well sewn so that they can be washed really hot, all that good stuff, they last a long time. Same with the covers, and a lot of people will try out different things, and then based on the sort of size and shape of their baby, maybe one thing doesn't work so well, so then they sell that, get something else. It means that there's a really huge, awesome secondhand market for cloth diapers. So I would say that from the like minimalist and frugal side of things, I'm really enjoying it. And in this late stage capitalist hellscape, I don't generally like buying stuff brand new. If I can afford to do that, I will, if it's even slightly cheaper, particularly here where there's so many options to buy secondhand, I will try to buy secondhand, because I just really like the idea of, let's say a family bought like a bunch of cloth diapers for 100 euros brand new, and now they're wanting to on-sell them for like 60 because they used them a couple of times and it wasn't for them. Even if I have to pay shipping of 10 euros, so let's say it's now 70, that's 60 that's going straight to another family rather than going into a big corporation to make some more and all of that. So that's just my little PSA that good coffee. I definitely believe in buying secondhand. So cloth diapering from day one. A lot of the advice out there, particularly on the like cloth diapering Reddit, will say not to bother going from day one and to wait until baby is like a month or two old before jumping in. I think that the reason for this is that A, you're so busy when you're a new parent just like surviving, that having laundry on top of that can be daunting, which I can understand that. And B, it can be hard to get stuff to fit newborn babies. However, those were not problems for both of us. Those were both not problems for, I know words, I can do words, okay, watch me, I'm gonna do words. So we, from day one, were cloth diapering, and the covers that we used from day one, here they are. We got these secondhand. This is Blümchen, which is a German brand. It's not gonna focus, is it? Let's try this. There we go. Blümchen Stoffwindeln. So Stoffwindeln is the German word for cloth diapers. We used these from day one. I stopped using these literally this week. So for people who are saying that like the stuff that you use like at the beginning, you're not going to get much use out of it, blah blah blah, we decided to just go for it anyway. And what we found was that, yeah, we were able to use these for a long time. Baby's now 8 months. We just stopped using them. So Most cloth diapers will have something in the front so you can make it shorter because they got short little bunnies. And then these are really nice because they have the Velcro. It's easy to do up as tight as you need to, and the Velcro can actually like overlap. So you see on this one here, so you're not even just doing it up like out here to make the diaper. You can actually go over, and then you can also go over there. So you can make these like pretty teensy and tiny. So we literally use these from day 1 until 8 months. Now the inserts, when we started, because baby has to be changed so often when they're really, really little, and because they're so little, they don't make that much pee and the diapers aren't on them for that long. So we got these really cool, I got some of these secondhand, and we bought another lot brand new because we just needed more and they were so awesome. These are like muslin, like burp cloths, but they are this sort of textured pattern where it's multiple layers. This brand was actually from Amazon. I know, it's hard when you're in a new country, you don't know where to buy stuff. So we did support the dreaded Amazon, but we will get a lot of use out of these, so it's well worth it. So when he was really little, we did a fold up like this, and then we folded in these little corners like this. And then we folded that up, and then we folded the sides over like this. You can find tutorials on how to do these kind of little folds. And then we had the little snappy thing that held it together there, which I can also share here. And we got those from Little Lamb. That made a newborn diaper. So for the first kind of couple of weeks, we were basically just using those. And that worked really well. But we made a mistake. We made a mistake early on. And that was that I assumed that this would be able to keep the moisture away from his butt enough to stop diaper rash. And we were wrong. So the piece of the puzzle that we were missing is these fleecy liners. Now these go over the top of where the absorbent bit is to wick the moisture straight away from baby's butt. Baby's butt is here. I'm baby's butt. Hello. And then go to the absorbent bit. It could be ho ho ho. Anyway, so that was the missing piece, and that then stopped us from having basically any diaper rash since we started using these. This has been a game changer. So once we transitioned from these, we then went on to the diaper inserts that we have been using up until like 4 days ago. So this is size 1 of the Avo and Cardo. So it's like avocado, but it's like Avo and Cardo. Anyway, the Avo and Cardo pre-fold inserts. I did not think we would get as much use out of these as we did, because the next size up, which is size 2, which we started using 4 days ago, says that it can be from 5 kilos. And our baby was 8 kilos over a month ago. He's probably like 9 kilos by now. And we only just switched. So these, I would say, are actually better for longer than you would think. These are called pre-folds because if you think back to like in the 80s and 90s, the big cloth diapers that were used, they were like this size and they would have to be folded 100 different ways in origami to get them to be like the right thing to go in the diaper. This is made up of multiple layers. You can't really see it without the light, but there's actually like some much thicker bit through the middle here, and then these are kind of less thick, so this bit to fold it is quite tough, whereas these are a lot easier. So the way that we were doing this up until very, very recently, and I'll show you with this one, is you have your insert here and it has these little kind of end bits where it like tucks in. So the most basic fold for these is you get that and you fold that down and then you fold that down, right? So you got this. And then that just goes right in there and you tuck in, I'm so sorry you can't see this on camera, you tuck in the little ends at the little end, you add this fleecy insert to it and that also goes tucked in like that, great. And then that is your cloth diaper ready to go. And then I would just prep these basically and then just fold them up and then just have it there ready to go. So when you go to use it for baby, you just open it, put that under them, ready to go. Great. So that is like the easiest way that we have found to do these. A lot of popular systems use a pocket diaper. Now we do have some of these. I was more aiming to get these, which are the 2-in-1 rather than the all-in-one. But basically the premise with this is it's almost identical to this, really and truly. There's actually not that much difference. This is fleecy. So this is like the fleecy liner, but it's just there. And then the insert goes in here. Now, when we were just doing that like rectangular fold, like I showed you before, we were having some leaks, right? Here's the rectangular fold. So what we did instead was we did a twist fold. So you go like this, and you have it like that. And that is then fitted to like the shape of this a lot better. And then you stuff it in there like that, and you have your diaper again ready to go. Bada bing, bada boom. So brand wise for these, honestly, I'm not like brand loyal on any of the covers for the regular like daytime diapers, whether it's the all-in-one pocket diapers, those are the same thing, or whether it's the 2-in-1 where it's the covers and the pre-folds. I will say though that my favorite brands generally, although I haven't been able to get it for everything, but generally I'm gonna say the Avo and Cardo pre-folds, amazing. These guys, fantastic. Avo and Cardo pre-folds, you can absolutely get these secondhand in Europe. These fleecy liners, they come in 2 sizes. So this is the small one, this is the big one. We've been kind of intermingling them now, but I think that we're now finally at the stage where we just kind of need the big ones. But again, you can get these secondhand, and this is also Avo and Cardo brand, which is fantastic. So that is for during the day. The nighttime stuff. So once you are out of the newborn stage and you're not needing to change baby every, I was gonna say 5 minutes, somewhere between 20 minutes and 2 hours overnight, because they're not pooping all the time, because it's the poop that'll really mess with their skin and that is really uncomfortable for them. You then move on to, if you're cloth diapering, overnight diapers. Now, some people will do cloth diapers during the day, and then they will do disposable diapers overnight. And the reason is that disposable diapers are made to be really absorbent. Because these are like natural fibers and they're made to be reusable, they are not as absorbent. That's just a fact. So doing disposables overnight means that you can do like 1 disposable overnight, and if it's appropriately sized, then that's all that your baby needs overnight. We do that when we travel sometimes, and that has been like really helpful, because this is 1 overnight diaper. This thing is humongous. They take up a lot of space. So I'd say this is kind of my least favorite part, but I'm also still glad to not be using disposables. And because they use kind of 1 per night, you don't need to have that many in rotation, so it really doesn't cost that much to actually get set up with overnight diapers. So anyway, this is the Blümchen brand, like that first cover that I showed you, and there's a couple of different ways that these overnight diapers can work. I'm gonna build one here with you. We're gonna build one together. This is the Blümchen brand. I'll quickly show you what the Avo and Cardo version looks like, but basically it's just, it kind of looks like a regular diaper from the beginning. The other ones you just got like an insert thing, right? But this basically looks like a regular diaper. However, it has a lot more built into it. So this is the extras that I've added in. This is the diaper by itself. It folds out like this for washing, literally so that it can get dry, because otherwise it'd just be too thick to dry out. That's the basic diaper there. It clips together. And then this I've added in, this is a big flat hemp mix pre-fold. So hemp is the most absorbent, but it takes longer to soak it up, and hemp is more expensive. So even though we got these secondhand, I think we got 4 or 5 of these. No, it was 6. I think it was 6. I think it was 6 of these. It was like 50 euros secondhand. So it was expensive, but these are really awesome. So that then also goes into the diaper. And then of course we have our fleecy liner as well. So that is the thing that does the absorbing, right? So, and then over the top, we have these big, they're so funny. We have these big covers. So these kind of look like the first cover that I showed you. but they don't have anything to hook into. They just have really loud, really strong Velcro. So this is like a big old cover that goes over that, so the baby has a giant bubble lid when they go to sleep, and that covers that up. Now, my favorite for these covers is Little Lamb. Little Lamb. So this is size 2 because he's bigger now. These you can also get secondhand. They are less common. They are a UK brand, but they are really, really nice. So I will show you the other type that we have. This is the avocado. So these actually snap shorter just on this cover. So these come with this basic insert here. Originally I started it with it just flat like this, and that was enough absorbency, but now that he is peeing more, and also because he's a boy, it's a bit more directional, we have this folded up into thirds, and we put it at the front end of the diaper, and we also then have that hemp folded over so that it's more concentrated at the front, and then that fleecy liner as well. So we've been through the daytime diapers from newborn up until we're now at 8 months. These should last him pretty well for a while now. I don't see us needing to get to the size 3. I think that that's more for like toddlers and older kids who still need to be wearing diapers, but this is going to serve us really, really well, and then I'll be able to on-sell these afterwards, which is awesome. The last things that I wanted to say are kind of the accessories. So when you are doing cloth diapering, you don't want to put the dirty diaper or the diaper that's been used into something that is sealed, because it just creates more smell. You want it to be somewhat breathable. So this is a wet bag. I got these on sale last Christmas from Little Lamb as well. So basically it's like a lined bag, which is kind of like the diaper covers, where it keeps just the moisture inside. And so you can just hang this from like a hook in your bathroom or whatever, put the diapers in and just kind of leave it open, and then you take that, tip that into the machine, turn this inside out, also wash it, and that's all set. We actually have switched from using this, just because we're in a new house, our setup is different, to a basket with a washable cotton liner, and so then we also wash that, but that also then means that that is ventilated. You can also get smaller versions of these, or I mean you could just use this big one, to take with you when you're out and about, because when you are changing cloth diapers you of course need to take them home with you, and if you have poopy or even just a pee diaper, you don't want that like leaking through onto everything else in your bag, so you just pop it into this wet bag and then take it home, and then you're able to wash it. So the whole changing out and about thing, I would actually say, is almost easier for us, because we don't then have like dirty diapers that we need to try find a bin for or something. They just go in here, back in our bag where the clean diapers came from, which is awesome. We also do cloth wipes. So these were bought brand new. I've now found some secondhand because I actually wanted some more. But they are just, this side is kind of a terry cloth, this side is a smoother cloth. Basically, we would just spray these with water, so then we wipe baby's butt with water. We also use, sorry, loud, this stuff called liniment, which is, it's like a French thing, but it's oil-based, like olive oil-based, and it creates a barrier between baby's butt and the moisture. This big bottle is kind of expensive, but we literally only started on our second one of these like a month ago. So we do not go through very much of this at all. So again, these also just go into that same wet bag and then they get washed again. It just kind of felt like, if we're not creating the waste with the diapers, why would we do that with wipes? Because yeah, also I've tried using regular wipes. This is so much better for being able to actually really like get in there. It's I really dislike using regular wipes. Anyway, and finally, if you take nothing from this video, it would be that you do not need to buy disposable swim diapers. Because firstly, how cute are these? So I got these secondhand, of course. These are, sorry, they're so stinking cute. These are reusable swim diapers. So the idea with a swim diaper is that you're not trying to soak up all the pee, because of course babies in water, like moisture would, like water just gets soaked up. The idea is that you're trying to stop any poop that they do from going into the pool. That's basically it. So this is just kind of trying to contain anything that is solid. So it's like quite stretchy around the legs. It has a little drawstring at the top, so you tighten it up around their little tum-tum to stop water from going, sorry, to stop any poop from going anywhere. We've never had our baby poop in one of these, first of all, because we do the elimination communication thing. We hold them over the potty. That's a different one. I actually realized that we haven't had like a poopy diaper in about, I'd say like a month. Seriously, we just haven't. But that also means that like we would always like hold him over the potty before we'd get him into this and take him swimming. So he'd never pooped in one of these anyway. But this to me just seems so easy. So easy. So please, if you do nothing else, just don't do the disposable swim diapers. Just get some of these. They are fantastic. So I believe, looking at everything in front of me, I think I've been through it all, and I think I've talked about everything I wanted to talk about today. Okay, cool. So to round it all out, you can get so much good stuff secondhand. The brands that I would super recommend in Europe are Avo and Cardo for the pre-folds and for general kind of cottony stuff. The covers are also good, but I would also highly recommend for those. Little Lamb, again, Little Lamb, they have good overnight diaper. No, this is Avo and Cardo. Avo and Cardo for the overnight diapers, Little Lamb for other stuff, and then some of the Blümchen stuff I like. So these overnight diapers, they're all right. These covers, they were quite good. The inserts from Blümchen though, I do not like. They are too thick, they take too long to dry, they are just like the wrong dimensions. Avo and Cardo, all the way, baby. And then these are Bambino Mio for the swim diapers. They are fantastic. You don't need to go crazy on like getting particular brands or whatever for like the covers. You don't need to have everything matching. You can do a mix and match between the like all-in-twos and the all-in-ones. The main thing that you want to do is to just do what works best for you. If you want to not start cloth diapering until baby's a little bit older, so you don't need to worry about it when they're super little, that's also a super valid choice. If you want to save having to deal with the big kind of bulky overnight diapers, you can just do regular, sorry, I say regular. to me cloth diapers are regular. You can do cloth diapers during the day and then a disposable overnight as a really cool option. Oh, and the final thing, if you are in Europe, let me go grab this. This is the laundry pad that everyone swears by. So it took me a while to figure this out, but once I found it, it was kind of like everyone was saying, yeah, if you're in Europe, if you're in Germany, use this one. And I was like, okay, duh. Took me a while to figure out. So this is the DM, or Denkmit, I think it stands for, ultra sensitive. So it has no added like color stuff, optical brightness, scents, what's the perfumes, I can't think of the normal word in English. My brain's starting to think in German apparently. I mean, that's a good thing, I suppose. But this is the one that will not like strip your diapers of anything important or add stuff in or whatever. And it's also only a few euros per box. So using this, doing a 60-degree longish wash with a pre-wash is the way to go to keep everything nice and clean and smelling good. Occasionally we chuck in like a cap full of bleach to also just help to get rid of any odors and to make sure that everything is being washed really well. But it's not super complicated, and then we just hang our diapers out on the line to dry, and that is it. So I hope that this has made, I don't know, I probably sound really confusing, but I hope that this has made it seem a bit less overwhelming and a bit less intimidating. It's something that I think anyone can do if they decide they want to. It's kind of like when I was vegan and I used to tell people if they wanted to go vegan to just start small, to just try things here and there, to just try and work their way through being veggie for a bit, see if they like it, then go vegan. So I would say that if you want to get some cloth diapers, try them and kind of work between the cloths and the disposables. See how you find it. Every little bit is helpful, and every little bit where you can buy something for one price, use it for a while, save on the disposables, and then on sell it at the end, you've saved yourself money and you've helped to help the environment, because every single disposable diaper ever made is still in a landfill somewhere, and I just cannot get that out of our mind, out of my mind, out of our minds, out of my mind. Am I out of my mind? Just a little bit. No. I also wanted to say I'm sorry it's been so long between videos. I know, trust me, I know. But I'm hoping that things are going to be slightly more smooth sailing from here, and that very soon I can give you guys an update on where the heck we are, because this is a different location, is it not? And just what we have coming, what I see happening moving forward, all that. So if you have any further questions, please let me know down below. Other than that, I will see you guys again soon. Take care. Bye.